policy and regulations. And PPPs are being adopted by a majority of governments, including Uganda's, to be able to achieve improved service delivery, achieve better value, and foster economic well-being. As part of the legal framework, we've looked at the PPP Act of 2015, which is the primary legislation of PPPs in Uganda. We've considered the PPP Policy Framework of 2010, which sets out the policies governing PPPs in Uganda, the PPP Regulations and Guidelines of 2019, that aims to operationalize the PPP Act by providing detailed procedures. We've considered the PPDA Act 2003 that governs the public procurement and disposal. As part of the PPP principles, we've looked at the value for money, rights and interest protection, transparency, accountability, local participation, compliance with employment terms, growth and development, policy stability, plus capacity building. I'll hand it on to Brian.
Thank you, Timothy. We looked at the PPP procurement methods according to the PPP Act of 2015 of Uganda. The various procurement methods used in the PPP model. We looked at open bidding, where all interested parties are called upon to tender. Then we looked at restricted bidding, where selected parties are invited to tender. Then we looked at direct procurement, which is sole sourcing. The private parties initiate the proposal. Then we looked at the negotiated procedure. This is where the competitive bidding is inappropriate, so it is for a special requirement. Also looked at the steps in procuring PPPs. We looked at the 5 processes, one being invitation to tender, secondly being evaluation of bids that have been submitted by the technical committee. Then we looked at the disqualification of bids based on the criminal record, the bankruptcy and professional misconduct of the bidder. Then we looked at drafting agreement and proposal and approval for the best evaluated bidder. Then lastly, we looked at monitoring criteria for the performance for the private party in fulfilling the obligations of the PPE. I call upon the next presenter, Bernard.
Thank you, Mukasa. We also looked at bid evaluation criteria, and we saw that bid evaluation is based on a predefined criteria. Evaluation criteria, the evaluation committee verifies the economic, financial, technical, and professional capacity of the bidders, looks at the financial health and creditworthiness and the technical aptitude of the bidders. The bids are also assessed for their economic value and or cost efficiency. Then a comprehensive evaluation report is prepared, and the oversight committee reviews it. We also looked at the challenges shortly, and we saw that the institutions are weak and have a legal, their legal frameworks are also weak. We also looked at corruption and political interference. We also looked at limited public participation. Also looked at the institutional and human resource challenges, then financial and technical capabilities of private sector.
Thank you, Bernard. We look at the lessons learned that will help us in our future PPPs, procurement of PPPs. We realize that early engagement through open discussions at early stages will help. Then a robust legal and regulatory framework should be strong. Stable political environment through predictable and stable political climate, effective marketing and community engagement, which is raising awareness as another point. We have financial closure and private sector empowerment, societal considerations, that is compensation and resettlement processes, robust M&E, that is monitoring and evaluation, which helps in early detection of issues, and then anti-corruption measures, that is policies at various stages, and then we look at our capacity building, which is enhancing technical and managerial skills. So as we conclude, we realize that Uganda's PPP law, policy, and regulation set a structured pathway for the procurement of PPPs with clearly defined principles, methods, and criteria that aim to ensure the effective delivery of public services and infrastructure. So we recommend that the continuous refinement of these processes, informed by the lessons learned from past projects, is vital for the success of future PPPs in Uganda. So this marks the end of our presentation. Thank you.